Welcome everyone. And some of the broadcast that we would like to introduce you to that we will be bringing to you here on this channel. I hope you all enjoy each of them, and please feel free to subscribe to us and follow us here, as well as on Facebook, Twitter, and Wordpress, so that you can stay updated to all of our broadcasts and future upcoming broadcasts as well. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our tonight Knowledge and Principles broadcast. Tonight I'm going to be discussing the tree of life, how we walk it. I'm going to make this into a more of a series type, just because of the way I'm feeling them today. And plus, I think it'll help us get in depth. I'm going to work from both, as above, so below. I'll teach you guys how to properly walk the tree, but also explain more about each sephira or sephira. Because as a couple of people pointed out, they asked me on the meditation video I did, a couple people have asked me how I stated that when I walk the tree as a meditation, going from each sephira, when I reach KOTR, how I stated, well, when I come back down, I'm also combining the KOTR off. And they kind of threw a few people for a loop, especially when I stated, as above, so below. Like I said, guys, you got to remember, there's a duality to all things. Even though some people don't access the lower half of the tree, it goes back to what I've been saying for the past few videos here of late. That all energy is a part of us. All things are a part of us. You know, we have good energies, bad energies, whatever you want to call them. They're just titles. We need to learn to harmonize all of them so they're flowing freely and unhindered through us. And that's where I think I threw a few people for a loop. So, good to revisit the tree of life and break it down. So for now, I'm going to break it down in its both aspects, as above, so below. Tonight we'll be discussing Malkuth, which is simple, as above, so below. They're both connected. You start either one. Malkuth is this earth, material plane, and any other choice, colorful words you want to call it. But it is the link to as above, so below. It is the ground, so to speak. And it seems I'm having issues here. Let me do this to share out real quick on a couple different spots. And we'll get started. Actually, I want to find an image. So, Malkuth, like as I was saying, it is both. When we're dealing with the above part and the below part, as above so below, Malkuth is the link between both. It is where we start to walk up or down, which is to confuse some people for my meditation, but let's ignore the meditation part that I told you. You'll understand it as I break it down all the way. So tonight's episode is going to be pretty much all Malkuth, the kingdom. The kingdom being the earth, the plane that we live in, the material. Malkuth is the 10th sephira of the tree of life. Personifications of the earth's soul. The 9th sephira is actually manifestation, known as the bride, the resplendent intelligence. No operation is completed until the process has been expressed in terms of Malkuth. In other words, has issued forth action on the physical plane. If this is not done, the force that has been generated is not properly earthed and is the loose force left flying around that causes trouble in magical experiments. Kabbalistic systems. The altar of the double cube, the equal armed cross, the magic circle, triangle of art. Tarot is tens, magical image. A young woman crowned and throned. And from the rays of the above triad, there appears 5 colors of Malkuth, together with the 4th, which is their synthesis. Synthesis. Thus, from the orange 20 of Had and the green nature of Nashek, there goeth forth a certain greenish citrine color, pure and translucent withal. From the orange 20 of Had, mingled with the puce of Yesod, there goeth a certain red russet, known as the russet, yet gleaming with hidden life. And from the green of Nashek and the puce of Yesod, there goes forth a certain other darkening green olive, yet rich and glowing withal. And the synthesis of all these is the blackness which bordereth upon the quippal. As you can see, guys, here's where everything starts coming together. Here's where everything is connected and spreads upwards and downwards. Malkuth is where everything comes into union. In Malkuth, Adonai Haaretz is God, the Lord and King ruling over the kingdom and empire, which is the visible universe. And Sholem Yisodath, the breaker of foundations, or Olam Yisodath, the world of the elements, is the name of the sphere of operation of Malkuth, which is called the sphere of elements, from which all things are formed, and its archangels are 3. Metatron, the prince of consciousness, reflected from Kether, and Sadophon, the prince of prayer, feminine, and Nefesh HaMessiah, the soul of the reconciler of earth, and the order of angels as Shem, or flames of fire. These are also called the Order of Blessed Souls, or the Just Made Perfect. As we see, as I have read and we see, we also start to see You're welcome, Chris. Sorry, I wasn't screen sharing the chat. But yeah, I think it's time to do it. Like I said, I want to cover both aspects of the Tree of Life and the Quippala. So as I do each one, I will do its opposite. Then at the end, I'll show you I did in my meditation, how you actually walk the tree. But like I said, basically we're looking at the world that we live in, the material. As we go up, our next step would be going into putting our foot into the astral. But the most important thing is I want to break down the Sephiras. Within the Sephira, we have all the things that are part of the world, this earth, all the energies, natural, nature, elemental, primordial. So within the Sephira of Malkuth is all these things. So this is where earlier in other videos I've talked about, each Sephira is like a doorway, a gateway to many different planes of existence, realities, realms, if you want to call them. No pun intended to them. The actual name of this channel, Keepers of the Realms. So from Malkuth, we can reach and explore the elemental planes of fire, earth, air, water. Same way with the primordials, which is similar to the elemental, but more on a true pure form. It's raw, natural forms what the primordials are. Plus, where do we get, a lot of our alchemy-based stuff will begin manifestations here in Malkuth as well, as we use the materials, plants, and elements. Our ritual tools are pretty much of a Malkuth because they're a solid object. They're imbued with things from Malkuth as well as each other Sephira that they are linked to. This is why it's really important to understand how to walk the tree, because in a sense when we're walking the tree, that's how we're creating our ritual tools. By adding the elements from each of these, accessing those doors to retrieve the information and knowledge. You could spend years just studying one Sephira, honestly. But once you start to learn to walk it, understand it, what is a year inside of a dream? Granted, right now, we're not going to be really discussing dreams because we're on the material plane. The dream world opens up in the east side, which will be the next discussion. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, because many things, like I said, there's a lot to explore just in Malkuth. This is also where you hear that dirty term, low magic, high magic. We do not start practicing high magic until we pass Yesod. So when we're starting to work out of Tifereth, they still consider low magic within Yesod because it's still only the astral aspect. Which, you guys know my opinion on that. There's no such thing as high and low magic. It's all one energy. They're all part of us. They're all part of the universe, cosmic flow, just like each aspect. Each Sephira has a planet attributed to itself, an angel, a terror, and many more things. The more you start walking inside the Sephira, the more you take time to meditate just on that one Sephira. as we're going to do with Malkuth. Let me find an image here for Malkuth real quick, so I can show you. And here's where we're going to put some of these things I've taught you, like the magical gaze, to work. This is how we open these doors. It's a neat little trick. If I can find a real decent one. Guess I should have photocopied my own personal one on this, but it's okay. You'll get the point here in a second. I guess the best one I'm going to get is... Gotta love how all these images are just off by a little bit. I never put the right one. I don't want to show one of the other images inside it, so I guess I'll just use this. Nope. Screw it. As you guys can see, there's the color spectrum, minus all the symbolism inside. That's something completely entirely different that doesn't even belong to this discussion. Like I said, it's the best image I could find without having one drawn up myself. What we want is find an image like this, or create your own. It's quite easy. With these color schemes, make a little, like a little seal out of it. And focus on it and meditate on it. As I was saying with the third eye, or the magical gaze technique, or just how you would normally do a sigil or a seal or a symbol that you would meditate upon. The reason I want you to practice with this is a good practice for the magical gaze. So find a comfortable position, eye level. Picture a cone going from your third eye, penetrating the seal, the circle with the pie-shaped colors. Focus on it until it just turns into blackness. And just let all your thoughts quiet, calm your breathing, and just allow the information to flow. Right at this point, don't enter any, focus on any specific color. You want to specifically focus on the sphere of itself. This technique you guys will be able to do for each sphere of the of as we walk the tree. Allow yourself to feel the energies coming from it. And let them flow through you. This is the important part. When I say we walk the tree, this is we walk the tree. Once we learn the properties, the energies from the tree, we allow it to become part of us. They flow through us. So when we walk up, we're pulling that energy from that to the next, allowing that one to mix and flow freely, unrestricted, and we continue that process. To learn that process is just basically what I'm telling you to do now. Draw a circle, put an X in it, color each of it appropriately to the colors to that one. Then tape it to put it on a wall or above on your ceiling as you lay down, however you like to do your meditations. Learn to use your magical gaze to transfer the information. As you open the doors, remember, like I said, within this realm, there's many. Within the sphere, there's many realms, or many planes. Like I said, you have the elemental plane, you have the material plane, the primordial plane. All the energies of this plane are there. All nature-based energies. Actually, I need to look something up quick. I want to jump to some of my notes on this, or particularly my own diagrams. Like I said, guys, you spend as much time as you feel is necessary on these. Oh yes, I have to, since we are going to use both, we also need to understand that the Queen of Night and the Queen of Demons, Lilith, is also. Or the Qliphoth is Malkuth. So remember that. Which is kind of funny how that is represented for those people who believe in concepts of hell. If the Qliphoth starts here on the earth, so of course, if anybody actually read how the Bible says and doesn't use all the dogma behind it, everything was cast down to this earth. Roam this earth. We have dominion over all things. So the concept of hell might be a very wrong idea, as giving it to its own plane of existence. But like I said, what is a sphere? It's a realm of many realms, many doors. So one could interpret that as, yes, this is your access point to that itself as we walk. Like I said, all things come in union in Malkuth. Even when we work our magic, when we cast things up to the starry heavens, we also bring it back down through it. Malkuth is also where we do our operations of grounding. But like as a statement, in Malkuth, this is where we are going to learn all the things that are of nature, that are material based, our physical ritual tools. You know, for everything we do to create, everything must happen with a steady flow. When we bring it back down, that's when we create manifestation. That's when we manifest it live on this plane. But we are also taught to have only have one foot on this plane and the other in the outer or astral, whatever. Which is something that is important. And you guys will learn, the more you start walking the tree and realizing that both are a part of you, they flow through you naturally, the less deeper your grounds will have to be set for your grounding. Because you're now harmonizing the tree, which is also a part of you, and flowing through you. Like I said, all grounding takes place in Malkuth, the kingdom. We are also, as it is named, Adonai Haaretz. We are the governors, the kings, the queens, the gods, the goddesses of this realm. We have what's the word I just used it? We have dominion over all things within this earth. Which also means we have dominion in all of these spheres. The spheres. And I'll tell you this now, as you walk in, you may think everything is open up to you. You'll, for the rest of your life, you'll be learning more and more from each of these spheres. They kind of opens up to you as you grow. The more you come awake in enlightenment, the more opens up in each side of the sphere. That's why it's always important to keep revisiting the tree of life. Revere as we walk it. That's why I found my meditation exercise for it works so good, because as I'm doing it, I'm harmonizing all the energies from each sphere. What happens when you start doing that? It starts transferring the information naturally. It's a continuous flow, unrestricted. So you start to fill your universe with abundant forms of information from each of the sephira. In a sense, when we create our walking circle, or our own little universe, it becomes reflecting on that. So as we walk, travel, the information is stored within our own personal universe. It's stored within our own bubble that's within Malkuth. But we don't want to be subjugated or bonded in a form of bondage to Malkuth. We are not to be in Malkuth. We're to have one foot in Malkuth. That's very important. This goes back to what I was going to say. We're to break away from the physical, material things. Our ritual items, our physical ritual items. They're just that. They're physical. They're meant to teach a lesson. As we build them, we're putting the information into them. They become more of a trigger object than anything. It's a focal point to help you reach the right states of consciousness, the right states of subconsciousness, the right states of gnosis. And it's a way to put all that information that we have learned into a physical object, much like we can do with crystals or stones or various things. We transfer information into it, much like we do in like KOTR. How I abbreviate it, it has a meaning. It's Keeper of the Realms. But when I see KOTR, I already know what it is. It triggers that information, triggers everything that's been part of it. And in a sense, that's what Malkuth becomes. It becomes a trigger for our manifestation, our creation. Basically, Malkuth is the receptacle. In a sense, it's the bride, it's the altar. The most misinterpreted thing is what's usually not shown on the Tree of Life, and that is dot, which we will also cover when we do the tree. When I get up to that point, I will cover it, which will probably be the last episode in the series that I do. It'll just be for dot. That's where all creation is done. It's done in the nothingness, the blackness, the abyss. Out of nothing, all things were created, and out of nothingness, all things will return. That's where we create. That's actually our personal bubble, in a sense. I can understand it. It is the pure chaos that we create out of. Then we charge it from all the tree and shoot it back down into Malkuth, where we make it manifest. The other misinterpretation is that there's two different trees. As I pointed out, Malkuth connects as above, so below. Malkuth is the centerpiece, where all things connect, all things are made manifest. As I pointed out, Malkuth is also attributed to Lilith, the queen of darkness and demons. Now you can start to see our little universe, our little world take shape. Because within Malkuth, all things are created. Material, physical. We do not transcend this until we reach other states of being, on a deeper state of mindsets, to where we realize all things are a part of us. The seen, the unseen, they're still part of us. We're all connected. And that connection starts right here in Malkuth. It's almost, in our whole universe, it all reflects on the Malkuth. And we are the receptacles or vessels to receive that information. Now you can see where all this division starts to take place, because everybody looks at as above so below as two different separate trees. It's even taught that way. I mean, it's taught that way for a reason. It's like we're taught to use our athame, our sword, our robes. We're taught those things for a reason, to learn the properties of each by itself, to learn the energies, the intelligence, the knowledge, the different planetary symbolisms that's attuned to them. So it becomes a trigger object, or a focal object. So we need to step past that. We need to take a step away from that. We need to put that down. We now know what the properties are. Therefore, we've already opened those doors inside our minds. We created the connections within our mind to connect between our left and right hemispheres of our brain, our subconscious, allowing it to flow with our conscious. Once we can realize that, we no longer need the tool. We become the tool. It's a part of us. It's always been a part of you. You just needed to open the door. Now, when we start realizing these things, now we are starting to actually begin to walk the tree. We are now free from the bondage of all the divisions, the illusions of Malkuth. Now we can start to use Malkuth for what it is. Our altar, our receptacle. Bring our manifestations into creation. Hence the term why Malkuth is also referred to as the bride. You know, there's many forms of belief systems out there. I understand that. What separates all these belief systems is the dogma that is held to them. Putting the importance of titles. That's why I refer to us as we are enslaved to Malkuth. We are not practicing our true will. We're not practicing our true freedom. We're freeing ourselves from the bondage, the enslavement. And it starts by realizing that within Malkuth, all things are connected. It is the centerpiece. As above, so below starts the Malkuth. Whether you go up first or down first, it does not matter. You're still connected to the whole tree. So when we realize these things, we need to learn that when we walk the tree, it doesn't matter which direction you go, because when I return, if I walk it down, so when I reach the male, the contending of forces in the Qliphoth, which is just Keeler, or when I reach Keeler and I walk back down, I am walking the Qliphoth. Or when I walk up, I'm walking the tree of the Qliphoth, or walk back up, I'm walking the tree of life. I'm starting to allow the energies to flow, both aspects to flow in unison, as it is meant to be. Like I said, guys, all things are a part of us. There should be no emphasis on light, dark, positive, negative. They are a part of us. When we start focusing on one over the other, essentially committing what some would call spiritual suicide. We're denying our soul. We're denying the truth. We're setting obstacles, blocks that causes the flow to have friction when it should be flowing smoothly as one. Now, with that said, sometimes it is good to cause a disturbance in the flow. Why? Simple, guys. The only thing balance equals is stagnation. You need opposition, obstacles, frictions to promote growth, to promote learning. That's why I've always said push your boundaries. When you think you reach your, keep pushing. Find the limit, then start pushing it slowly. Just nudge it. As you do, you're causing friction. You're causing instability, which therefore starts to push new ideas, new philosophies, new theories, new things. You're opening, in a sense, by doing so, you're allowing new doors to open to show you new things. That boundary grows. So therefore, what was previously what you thought was your limit is no longer your limit. And now it's a mile away. So yes, now you can start seeing how all of our, each and every one of our schools, communities, and belief systems have truths in them, and a lot of them is just a different method for doing the same thing. Spirit vision, drumming, do the same thing. Allow you to reach that exact state, mindset, a state of gnosis, to spirit travel, whether it's by just drumming, creating the frequency and vibrations that trigger that part of your mind to spirit travel. Like I said, everybody's different, everybody learns differently, everybody has their own ways of doing things. That's what magic is. That's what makes us each unique. We take something and we learn to make it our own. We create our own systems, our own formulas. That's why there is no such thing. You can go on the internet and look all you want. There's no such thing as a perfect 100% foolproof spell. Because it's somebody else's. The way they do things is probably going to be way different than the way you did it. And what little similarities there are, there may be a lot of similarities, but the couple things that aren't are the things that are unique to that person that made it their own. Therefore, you need to find out and know how to. Basically, you need to learn how to reverse engineer every formula, everything out there. That's why a lot of us will end up creating our own ritual tools, creating our own alphabet symbols. Like I said, all the stuff that we're taught with, they're just training tools. Or training wheels. Let go of and free ourselves from. Because in a sense, we are, until we awaken, become enlightened and learn, we are slaves too. No matter what we say, we don't have dominion because we allow too much contradictions, too much ideology. False ideology is what they are. We're supposed to be, as Malkuth said, as it states in Malkuth. Really? Lord of the Earth. I don't need to look it up. I know what it is. Malkuth is our kingdom. We have dominion over our kingdom. As I stated, no operation can be completed until we realize these basic ideas and concepts. And yes, we may see results of manifestation. We may see creation. But we also see side effects. We see extra energy floating around, a random chaos from our creation. We eliminate that by realizing we are the lords of this earth. We are the kings, queens, goddess, gods of this earth. We have dominion over all things in Malkuth. subjugated to us. We're not supposed to be subjugated to anything in Malkuth. You know, Malkuth can also be called the plane of illusions, false realities, false. In a sense, I don't. You know, because of the concept of thou shalt not worship any idol. Think about this in the terms of Malkuth. Malkuth is a sense an idol. Because we create physical things. What do we do when we form an attachment to a ritual item, a ritual dagger, the athame, whatever book, your pentacle? We'll eventually do a discussion on that one because everybody likes to wear them, but they don't understand they don't need them. See, we find ways to create our own illusions that end up binding us to Malkuth. Yes, it serves a purpose in the beginning as a training tool. You're supposed to be creating your own little universe, which is your walking circle, which is the pentagram, the six-pointed star, the athame, the dagger, the sword. Wherever you go, it goes. It is a part of you. It encompasses you as you push. Let's use the aura. I think I confuse people when I say your own personal bubble, your own universe. When you push your aura out or draw it close, it's part of your aura. When we say Adonai Haaretz, we're blazing our aura with the power word, God name. When we start pronunciating the angel's name, we're blazing our aura, our personal universe with that. As we do repetition of the LBR, the Lesser Banishing Ritual, the pentagram, or the hexagram ritual, we're blazing that through repetition and slowly it's becoming part of our aura, which is what I call our personal little bubble, our personal little universe. Only let the things in that have meaning. We start doing this by breaking our binds, our chains to Malkuth. Which in a sense, it is appropriate how the Christians believe that the fallen angels, Lucifer, whatever you want to call them, demons, fell to this earth, fell to Malkuth, and we're free to roam this way. So in a sense, Malkuth is, in a sense, what? Also hell. We are to free ourselves from that. Not saying it's actually the actual hell. Like I said, each sphere is a realm of many realms, many doorways, many different gateways to different planes of existence, realities, full of information. Like as I stated, Malkuth is also as above, so below. It is the centerpiece. It is where all things connect. And we will become manifest. Our job is to step out and not be subjugated to it, not to be the true rulers of it. And, yes, I could be used this metaphorically, but I don't use it metaphorically. Adonai Haaretz. I am Lord of this earth. I have dominion over all things in this earth. Hence, why we can manipulate each other, why our energies can affect each other. And I don't mean that in a mean way, in a bad way. It's meant to be that way. It's meant for us to realize this, realize that we're all part of each other. We're all creating and manifesting things. You know, it goes, a lot of people knock people at me and says, do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Which it just simply means, guys, break free from your false illusions and bondage to your true will. Your true will is your soul speaking through you. It's your true inner being. It's your true connection to all things. All our body is nothing more than a mere temple to house our soul. It's a vessel. It is the altar. It is Malkuth. Which is why I've also done, and before I get too far into this, I think I've got everything posted for the streams for us this week. Like some people are going to notice that I'm not streaming Saturday, or not Saturday, but Thursday or Friday, which haven't been normally streaming Fridays. Well, what I'm going to do is I got my XSplit set up, almost ready to go again. I'm going to run a rebroadcast of the Paradigms of Magic on this channel, because I don't have the Paradigms of Magic on this channel. So yeah, it's going to be like an 8-hour stream, guys. Basically what I'm going to do is just, because I've got all the videos for that lecture series already set up in the XSplit, I'm just going to let them play. I'll hit play and it'll play all the way to the very last one. During the live stream, I'll have the chat open and stuff. If you guys ask questions, I'm near the computer, which more likely Thursday night I will from, I think, 7 till probably 11 or midnight. I won't be nowhere near the computer. But I will be able to, you guys will see the live chat next to the video that's playing, and I'll be able to, like I said, pop in, interact occasionally from time to time. Maybe answer a few questions, or who knows, I might hit pause on the video and jump in and discuss a few things that, something new I'm going to play with. So like go back and rebroadcast certain other things I've done, just so they're out there. People that might want to just stumble across it. Like I said, guys, I'm not allowing myself to be subjugated to Malkuth. I have new tools to use, new ways to bring you information. And that's, for me, is really important. And it gives me the ability to interact. So from the next few, 10 Mondays, will be 9 Mondays now, after tonight, we'll be doing knowledge and principles on the tree, learning to walk the tree of life. Anything that I wanted to in this one? So next Mondays will be East Side, the foundation, and it's equipless counterpart. As you guys can see, I'm going to break down more so. I haven't really worked in Malkuth for a very long time now because, the realization that I'm not actually be having both feet in this plane. So you kind of stay out. You realize the more you grow, the more you stay out of it. You just create and manifest in it. You're a part of it, but yet you're a part of all things. So you work on more tying everything together, bringing it down into your own personal universe, your own Malkuth. So things are flowing freely, smoothly, as one. And you're like within Malkuth, back to nature. You're the constant gardener. You're always cleaning and trimming, weeding. We need to be good gardeners, guys. That's how we remove the illusions, the false ideas, the false teachings that we've been taught. It's how we remove the training wheels. And when we remove the training wheels, we get rid of them because it becomes a part of you. And what begins to happen in Malkuth as we walk in Malkuth, we become more aware. We start seeing the patterns. We start seeing through a lot of the lies and BS. We start having a bigger impact on things. We're able to affect things more. As I pointed out, how when I was working, I couldn't smoke in the building. I smoke, but we were allowed to e-vape. I tried to e-vape, man, it just didn't taste right. My body was telling me, no, this ain't right, something's wrong. Yes, Chris, the hermit coming down the mountain and back to earth brings KOTR into Malkuth, the alchemical wedding. I didn't cover it that way. But yes, that's a different way to put it, and it might help people to understand it. Because I didn't bring up alchemy a bit. I didn't bring up alchemy. I did bring up alchemy a bit as a physical property. But yes, the alchemical wedding, bringing those things into our universe, our own personal universe. Like I said, we have to look at each sephira as multiple universes, many different planes of existence and realities. Malkuth is different to every individual. Why? We're all different. We're all unique. We all have our little unique signature, our unique vibration on this earth. But as I was stating with the smoking thing, then it was like a couple months, I just got lucky. Was able to find my own way around not having to be able to sneak out and get a cigarette, because truthfully, we weren't even allowed to smoke on the property. So basically what happened, I did a little more research on my own. Research is good, guys. Even take what I said and research it. Some of the studies out there on how dangerous the e-vapes might be. So I just got that mindset. I'm not going to. And pretty much everybody there was e-vaping. I wasn't projecting it or nothing. I just, oh no, those things are nasty. They'll kill you. Might kill you. It's toxic to your body. So that was my mindset. Well, about after a month, everybody in the building that smoked either quit smoking or quit e-vaping. And it was months down the road. I asked, well, what happened to your e-vape? You guys used to e-vape all the time. He's like, man, I put it down on the counter at home and it just disappeared. He goes, he's like, quite frankly, everybody else quit, so I don't. And they did. Everybody quit e-vaping. It was because, what I didn't realize was because, well, I was so in tune on things that I had projected that subconsciously. And that vibration, others picked up on it, and it caused them to quit smoking altogether, which was a good thing for them. I mean, we don't realize how much power our uncontrolled thought processes have, are so attuned how much we can affect things. You know, like I said, it was a different environment, so, and I'm usually the quiet one, guys. Most of you guys probably would never even believe that. Maybe one of these days when my mentor teacher joins us, she has a couple times, he'll tell you, he knows me real well. He will flat out tell you, I am the quiet one, unnervingly quiet. In fact, I've almost got shot a couple times coming in the house because I'm so quiet. And that shows you how much control of my energy and stuff I have, where I can just bring it all in and hold it there, and pretty much will create a little cone or bubble of silence around me. Mainly because, I like observing. You learn a lot just by observing. You learn a lot watching others experience things. So a good way to learn how you're affecting things. But yes, I spend a lot of time in my head. That's why I actually do have a broadcast that's called Rambling on the Chaotic Mind, for a reason. So I can actually, it's more of a personal, more of an idea for a journal for me to go back and it's like, okay, just whatever, just let things roll, whatever comes to mind, I'll speak on, and there's no topic, really no topic. I've created a couple times topics, but as most people have found, I don't care what the topic is, we could get off of something else and I'll find a way to make it into the topic. These are the things you'll learn to benefit from by learning to walk the tree the way I'm teaching you. And in fact, I think I'm the only one that's really taught it. That's the way I was taught. Just different aspects and different ways of it. As it was so kindly pointed out to me, I don't need to learn to walk the bottom part. I already know how. I already do. I had to learn to walk the upper part. And it still took many years to get everything flowing properly. Because like I said, each realm is each sphere is a multiple of spheres. It's almost infinite. So you'll spend your whole life learning. And as you do, from each of the spheres, what you're doing, you're freeing yourself from the chains that are actually holding you down in Malkuth. Like I said, as you learn, as you grow, as you start weeding your garden in Malkuth, weeding the illusions, false ideas, false teachings, you start having to ground yourself deeper. You start actually to where your feet just touching the ground is all the grounding you need. I haven't reached that point yet, guys. Just saying. I still got to keep mine semi-deep, fairly deep, not semi. It depends on the environment I'm in, which is why I also express, play with your environments. Don't be scared to change your environments. Put yourself in more harsher environments and lighter environments to see how things interact, how they feel, how the energies feel. I learned like getting certain places like up in the mountains in North Carolina, the Appalachians. I had to actually reset my grounding, because I was making too much stuff manifest. It's where if I spoke something out loud, it would become manifest, and it wasn't supposed to become manifest, because it was either me joking around or saying, oh, just, it'd be nice to see this. And it's like, yeah, it's nice to see, but you don't want to affecting certain things, as I found out. It's just so much, the energy flows so much natural up there. That's what I learned. The environment was perfect for doing work. Doing cyber magic actually was perfect, because you could use your thought, mental. Everything you've been taught is to be taken and used mentally, not as a physical object. I guess being up in the higher elevations and the pure, where the energies run so pure, your body naturally attunes itself. In a sense, you're stepping way out of Malkuth when you get to the top of the mountain. Then you have to learn to come back down the mountain then, which is in a sense what you're doing by allowing things to flow smoothly and naturally. It also changes how you ground. Your grounding starts to become more natural, so things are flowing freely. Basically, you're no longer anchoring yourself to the biggest object you can find. You're allowing yourself to be free, chained from Malkuth, to where now you can really start manifesting and creating, making changes. Like I said, just by changing environments, what are we doing? We're entering another state of reality. All an environment is that they change from one environment to the next. This is a change of reality, different perspectives, different things that govern it. That's what we learn about Malkuth. We learn the natural order of things. We learn how things are created, how things are manipulated, how things are governed. As we learn to change our states of mind and perspectives, we change our environment to match that environment, so we can become the Lord of the kingdom, or the king, or the goddess, or god of the kingdom, the ruler of the kingdom. We become true masters of that kingdom. I'm not going to say true masters. I don't think there's maybe but a few people that walk this earth could actually use that title. I know I ain't one of them, so I'm not going to give my ego a chance there. Malkuth is also ego, material, possessions, value. All those things can find its roots and derivatives in Malkuth. But I do like how Chris put it. We actually kind of covered that on Saturday in our open discussion night. The hermit coming down from the mountain. There's a lot of hermits out there that refuses to come down from the mountain. Or, as I put it, there's a lot of people out there still in the shadows that have no desire to step out of the shadows. In a sense, some of these videos is more my call to them as well. You're needed. Look at the world around us. It is in one big chaos. Anywhere you look on this earth. And it can be seen through other things. There's a lot of new discoveries popping up there that I've actually been kind of following here lately. Some old temples have been found that's been underwater, been recently rediscovered, and other things that have been starting to discover. And we see this a lot happen if you go back through history. History is important because it is, History is a part of Malkuth. Like I said, it's the imprint of history on Malkuth that we can actually view, tap into, and transfer the knowledge from those things to us and learn. We can, like I said, once you start learning the simple concept that Malkuth connects everything, as above, so below, it is the same. It doesn't matter if you walk up when you come back down. You're walking down. You just start walking the clip bluff as you go down. Yes, when the leaves and the branches of the mighty tree touch the roots of the Taurus. We are pretty much, well, like I said, we got to break from old concepts, old ideas. It's time that we learn that we need to teach things in a different way. You know, I keep many of you, I don't know, I've seen a few new viewers tonight. And guys, yes, for those of you guys watching, feel free to ask questions whenever you want. Or if you want to share something, share it. You know, and I'll do my best to answer. As you see, I've been doing with Chris here. Because this is one of the things I love about this concept of the way I'm doing it instead of with the magazine, the way we used to do it. Now I can interact with you live. And what allows to happen, as we've actually been able to witness a few times during our open discussion nights, and that's it, is we learn from each other. We open up new ideas, new thoughts. There's been no arguing about who's right or wrong. You know, I know a lot of things people sometimes they hear me say, well, I look at as our communities as one. We have different ways of doing things. That's the concept that we need to achieve. Not who's right, who's wrong, or that's darker, or no, it's all part of you. We're all part of it, connected to each other, and we need to start acting like it. Like I said, we need to start coming down off our mountains, or off our high horse, and opening ourselves to a new way to learn, a new way to start teaching others. You know, or like I said, hey, anytime you guys want to actually join me on a live discussion, just send me a message or post it in chat or message me here on YouTube when I'm live, and I'll shoot you the invite link to the Hangouts so you can actually join me. I'm not just doing this for me, it's for you guys. My enjoyment is the interaction with you guys, the learning from you, and being able to go back and revisit things like I am now, things that I haven't studied in forever, and learning new things from the old stuff that I may have missed, or that I realized I had the concept wrong. So now I can explain it and break it down. You know, and that's another way I actually kind of like what Chris had said. When the leaves, branches of the mighty tree touch the roots, yes. In a sense, what are our roots? Our roots are our foundation. It is our foundation, it's our grounding. But if you actually look at a tree, they don't go that deep. I mean, they go a little deep, but they branch out. They go down a little ways and they intricately spiderweb out, allowing the earth to hold it in place, creating a foundation. The foundation is Malkuth. As above, so below. Both meet in Malkuth. Both are a part of Malkuth. So all things should flow naturally, not focused on one over the other. We need to break the concept of ascension, descension. Instead, we're supposed to walk both. Both are supposed to be a part of us. Why? Because all things are a part of us. And you can see, look at that. I mean, I haven't started doing gods and goddesses of the month yet, but even on that topic, we look at all the gods and goddesses, even the Christianity version. There's a loving, there's a wrathful, there's a vengeful. They're just aspects. They're all part of them. Yes, the roots have to match the branches of where the tree does fall to a gentle breeze. And the same interpretation of that is we can fall sway to false ideas, illusions, and beliefs easier when our roots, our branches. We can get trapped in misconceptions of this is good, this is bad. Or I heal, so therefore I don't use negative energy. Sorry, you do. It's a part of you. In fact, you're not healing properly until you realize and allow both of those aspects to flow as one. Like I said, most of us, we do our magic, cast spells, create, make things manifest. We're only using a fraction of our potential. We're not even performing magic at its purest form yet. Like I said, it's important to understand the spiritual module, or the four basic imperatives of magic. The spirit module, the energy module, psychological module, the chaos module. But remember this, they're all stepping stones to yet another module. The one I call the unwritten module, or the unwritten paradigm, which is cyber magic, which is just an advanced form of chaos magic. It's the next step in our journey. You know. So as we journey the tree, I'm going to work on combining all the modules even within the Malkuth. We use the four basic modules. All four modules are part of Malkuth. The spirit module, the energy module, the psychological module, and the chaos module. They all have roots within Malkuth as well. But they also have roots in every single sphere we venture to. They just start opening up more. It's like a flower blossoming to the light of the sun or the moon. As it grows, as its roots spread, as its leaves grow, or flowers blossom. But, like I said, we can actually, to those that believe in the paranormal, we see the aspects of manifestation of spirits. Even in the Christianic sense, they believe that demons and devils walk this earth. That is part of the spiritual module. We put ideas and beliefs in gods or goddesses. That is part of the spiritual module. What else do we find in the Malkuth? For those that believe in the Fae, the fairies, we find those realms within Malkuth. Same way with the elementals. We find them within Malkuth for elemental magic. we find that all energies are reflected onto Malkuth and flow within Malkuth. Then each of us being individuals, an individual spark being, we enter the psychological module. And by being a group of entities and beings, the things we do represents the chaos model as we create and make things manifest. Because we haven't learned just yet how to allow everything to flow freely and as one through us. So therefore we are constantly causing ripples. And bouncing off everything. The excess energy that we've dispersed finds a way to manifest itself. Therefore, there comes another form of chaos. The uncontrolled thought is chaos. The uncontrolled thought that becomes manifest into creation is chaos. Then we have the few that know how to walk. Then we start getting into this cybermagic realm, where silence is the way, the unspoken word, where we use our to speak in silence to make, manifest, and create, where the realization where all things are one, flowing freely, naturally, in its purest form. We are making those things also manifest onto the Malkuth. Our main goal with Malkuth, as I stated, we need to realize what it is. It is the altar, the bride. And we need to realize that we need to free ourselves from all the illusions within Malkuth, the divisions, the diversity, the training wheels, the physical objects we have to let go, the material objects that we've used for training or put emphasis and importance into it where it should have none. Now, I've covered a little bit about that. When you start giving something importance, an object, a ring, so to speak, or a book, attachment to it. Therefore, when you lose it, now it can be used against you. It can be used, right? That also can be used to possess and control you. Because we allowed something into our personal little universe, personal little bubble, or whatever you want to call it. And now, when we lose that item, it has such an impact psychologically, emotionally. Therefore, now we're putting little chinks in our armor that somebody can find a way in and cause real damage. But like I said, I'm going to keep doing this series every Monday. So next Monday will be Yesod and its Quipleth equivalent. And together we're going to learn, I'm going to teach you how to walk the tree. As in the whole tree, both. As one. As it's supposed to be. I hope you guys enjoyed. Tomorrow night I'll be doing the hexagram in the planetary aspects of the hexagram ritual. Thought it was kind of long overdue to revisit that as well, since I am going to be discussing aspects as they relate to the Sephira, and just the importance of the hexagram ritual in itself, as with the pentagram ritual that we all spend more time on than we do on the hexagram ritual, I think. But it has a very important part as well. And Wednesday I will be doing the meditation, which will just be 5 magical exercises in meditation. You know, some things that maybe some people didn't realize that they can actually be used as meditations. The Tree of Life actually being one of them, which I kind of covered last week. Then Saturday night will be open discussion night. Whatever you guys want to talk about, join in chat. Send me a message if you want to join me and Chris. But if not, you can just join and ask questions through the chat on YouTube here, and we'll answer, discuss whatever you guys want. It's your guys' night to pick topics and talk about what you want, and we'll interact with you. We'll have fun. And like I said, I think Friday I'm going to do a rebroadcast on the Paradigms of Magic. It'll just be, like I said, I use XSplit. I'll stream it live, but it'll be playing the recordings of the Paradigms of Magic. Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise, but late to watch and early to pray brings him across the abyss, they say. Yeah. I'd say so. I was wondering who the third viewer was. But yeah, you also realize, truthfully, you only need 4 hours sleep, guys. You'll learn that little trick as you start walking the tree as well. But yeah, I think that's going to conclude my little talk on Malkuth for the night. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, share. Feel free to subscribe if you actually enjoy this, so you guys actually get the notifications when I go live. And check out the links below. It's also another way to keep update. This week, like I said, I'm not really feeling the greatest, so I kind of cut the streams down to 3. Oh, and I will be bringing out the correspondence for the month. I had to redo my XSplit, so I wasn't able to get it out yesterday. But I'll be posting that tonight as well. That'll just be recorded and uploaded. But I will catch you guys tomorrow night.